Today's Tuesday. Today's the day that I uploaded my first True Crime Tuesday. And I went to go do my normal routine and watch some YouTube to relax. And I ended up watching a True Crime Daily video. And it angered me a little bit. So this story is about a family of 4, 2 little girls, 11 and 9, a mother and a father. The story starts with a 911 call the 11-year-old girl makes. She's the one that makes the call, not her mother.
911, where's your emergency?
My dad's being really mean to my mommy.
She's the one that's mature enough to know to make the call because her mother's being beaten by her father at this point. When I mean beaten, I mean he's not stopping. He could have killed her. Thankfully that didn't happen, but somebody did die in this story, okay? Sorry, not sorry. Honestly. He had been drinking, they had an argument, and it's just disgusting. The whole thing's disgusting, guys. The whole time that he's beating his wife, the little girls are onlooking, and the 11-year-old little girl is yelling at her dad, "Dad, get off of my mommy. Stop hitting my mommy. Stop hurting my mommy." She screams it over and over and over and over again. She even tries to get in between them. She
Get off my mother!
tries to save her mother. Her mother somehow, gets her way out of her father's or her husband's grasp, grabs her daughters and runs downstairs and out of the house. He chases. He continues to beat her. He throws her into a flower pot.
You're leaving?
Yes. Oh my God!
What's going on?
Mommy!
Can you tell me what happened, honey?
My dad hit my mom and she puts her into a flower pot.
He breaks her arm. The little girl the whole time is screaming and yelling at him, "Stop, stop, get away, get out, stop, stop," trying to defend her mother. Okay, and the whole time she's on the 911 call. That 911 call is 17 minutes, y'all. Little too long, PD. Where you at? This is not no rural town, not from what I'm understanding. Really? Okay. I heard that 911 call sounded really frantic, sounded really emergent, if that's a word. Sounds like a big emergency. No emergency to them, apparently. I love officers. I'm pro police department. My father was a firefighter, okay? I'm pro first responders, but this is the one time. Sometimes they get it wrong, guys. Nobody's perfect. To err is human, okay? We're not going to pretend that everybody's perfect here. But listen, 17 minutes, little too long. Long story short, they end up in the car. He's beaten her this entire way. She's getting into her car, and you can hear on the 911 call, the mother screams at the father, "Get out of my car," to try to get away from him because he's beating her to death. And he goes, "You effed yourself."
He's not letting us go. He's holding on. Out of my car.
The 911 operator heard that. Okay, everything's being heard, right? Cool. I would just like to reiterate that probably a million times. This entire incident is being recorded on a 911 call. Thank you. Okay. Just keep that in our brains. Cool. Now, finally, the mother and the 2 girls are able to get in the car, close the doors, and start it. The father does not stop. He gets on the windshield and hangs off of it to try to stop them from going away, right? The 11-year-old little girl is screaming at her mom, "Mommy, hurry, go fast," because she knows that if they don't, it's curtains for her mom.
We're pulling out of our driveway right now. Go fast, Mommy, go fast.
Okay. And then suddenly you hear the little girl scream at the top of her lungs, and she goes, "He fell off the car. My dad fell off the car. He's dead. Please get here." The entire 17 minutes, she's like, "Are you guys coming? Are you guys coming? When are you getting here?"
Can you go?
Get your gloves. Please hurry.
Yes.
Mom really hurt her arm. Dad, get off me. Get off my mommy. Are you guys going to see her?
Yeah, PD, where are you? Like, I have the same question. 17 minutes, fam? That ain't it, Chief. It ain't it. Let's have a conversation about this, y'all. Let's better our society by having adult conversations about this. 17 minutes, you failed. You get an F. Do better. Anyway, he falls off the car. She accidentally runs over him. He doesn't die at the scene. He dies later at the hospital. Do you know what those police officers that took 17 minutes to get there did when they got there? They arrested that mother for vehicular manslaughter. Now, I can't be too mad because later they dropped the charges, but this is the part that angers me. They don't understand how damaging it is for the mother, for those two little girls, for them to even have the gall to arrest her. They don't understand how mentally and emotionally that damaging that is. You have PD, I completely forget where this was. I don't even care. Officers in that town, you have victimized a victim. Do you understand that? Thank God the prosecuting attorney dropped those charges. You have victimized a victim. That is not what you're paid for. That is not what your job is. Once again, I'm pro cops. They're here to protect and serve. They're here to protect us. My dad was a firefighter. I understand. The life of a first responder is not easy. But I feel like the fact that it's not easy, just the nature of the job, the nature of what you have to go through in that job, it desensitizes you. I know it does. Police officers, if you're watching, if you're an officer watching, please take the time to better yourself personally. Take the time to take care of your mental health so that you can go out and have the compassion to do your job correctly. Okay? Because you need to take care of yourself too. You can't do your job correctly if you become desensitized and you become just as much of a monster as the people that you protect people from. Okay? You need to protect yourself. And I know I'm kind of like rambling and going this, that, and the other, but it's a conversation that needs to be had. All of this is the response time, the lack of compassion, the fact that they arrested her at all. And this is my final point. Okay, there's one more. And that one really worries me. And that one's why I'm a little bit emotional right now. Is the fact that arresting her sends a message. It sends a message to America that it's not safe to protect yourself against an abuser. That's what it sends. Okay, and it's not right. It really isn't. It's just not right. I believe in castle law. I believe in protecting yourself with deadly force. If somebody comes into your home or if somebody, threatens your life, my father always taught me, if somebody comes into your home and tries to kill you, you grab that gun and you don't just shoot once. You unload that clip because it's you or him. But now that I'm older and now that I've grown up, I'm afraid to do that. I'm afraid to defend myself if that ever happens. God forbid. But I'm afraid to unload that clip because what if I kill somebody and go to jail because I was trying to defend myself? That's the message they're sending with this story. That's the message they send every single time they arrest a victim just for defending themselves. So please, before you make an arrest, please do a little bit more research, do a little bit more investigation, and please do not put a victim through that. Because that is so damaging. Those little girls and that mom will never forget that. They'll never forget when their dad beat their mom. They'll never forget when their dad died on accident. because their mom accidentally ran him over, and they'll never forget when their mother was charged with it. Well, she wasn't charged, but arrested. They'll never forget. It'll be something they have to hold with them for the rest of their lives. And it's not right. It's just not right. They should only be holding two things. They really should be holding zero. But at this point, they should be holding two things because it happened. They shouldn't have a third tacked on. That's unfair. Stop victimizing victims. Okay? We're in a country where we believe people until they're proven untrue. And that's the kind of country that we're in. You know, it's innocent until proven guilty. That's what that means. You believe somebody until you prove they're lying. Okay? That's how our government runs, but that's not what we're doing. They arrested her on vehicular manslaughter. She was defending herself. Get it right. I'm sorry this was such a weird downer. I don't know if I'm even going to put up this video because it's crazy. But I do feel like there's a conversation here. And like I said, police officers, I'm not against you. I'm with you. But our country is all about calling each other out and bettering each other. Think about it. Look at our government. We have checks and balances. That's what that is. Calling each other out and saying, hey, you're not right. You're not always right. Admit you're wrong and move on and let's do something about it. That's what our country's about. So let's do it. Call each other out. And listen, if you're called out, don't be a little pussy about it. Be like, okay, thank you for the constructive criticism. I'll take that and try to better my life. And if they're wrong, if it's something ridiculous and stupid for them to be saying, then okay. Be like, I respect your opinion, but I just don't agree. But let's start bettering ourselves in 2020. Every single year, a little piece of common sense and compassion flies off with the wind and leaves us all. That's what I've been seeing in the last 10 years, and I'm tired of it. I'm ready to bring all of it back. Let's go find it, okay? Because I miss it. I miss that compassion. I miss that common sense. Let's go find what we used to have and go back to the good old days. Like, please. It's getting really bad, guys. Can we please just realize this and have a conversation? I watched that video and it's just, I got so angry. The whole time I was watching it, I was like screaming at I was screaming at the TV, like, go help her, go save her, go help her. Why aren't you there? The whole time. And at the end when they said that they tried to charge her with vehicular manslaughter, I wanted to scream. Thank you all. I'm very sick. I'm gonna go try to get better now. I'm sorry for the downer. I just felt a certain way. Thank you for listening.